2-2 is your score. Griebel and Larson, and a caution on Larson. He's getting a little too excited there to latch on. Now we start the period. Again, tied 2-2 here as we start the period. Kellen Larson, there's going to be a reversal by Griebel. He goes up 4-2. 14 seconds into the period. Griebel takes a 4-2 lead as they work on the far side of the mat right in front of the coaches, Aaron Larson and older brother Coy Griebel helping out on the coaching staff here this weekend. Off the mat, so we restart at 1 minute 36 to go. Griebel and Larson here in the semifinals at 133. Ethan Miller will be in the semifinals at 189. He's yet to be up on the board, so we don't know what mat he'll be on. I'm guessing mat 1. 1 and 2 are the semifinals, and 3 and 4 are the consolation semifinals. We'll keep an eye on those consolation semifinals. Ryan Muskie and Dylan Hunt are still wrestling for Valley City. He's got the chicken wing. Colton Griebel's got the chicken wing locked up. 59 seconds to go as he comes around here to the near side trying to work him over. Now see if he wants to switch into the half. There's the half off the chicken wing. And Griebel can't seem to get Larson turned over. .40, 35 seconds to go. 4-2. Griebel still clinging to that lead. Now he decides against the chicken wing, and they decided against that in the half. 22 seconds to go. Still holding on to that 4-2 lead is Griebel. Not much is going to be done here in the final 6 seconds. And Colton will lead by a score of 4-2 as we head into the final period. So Griebel going into the third period leads 4-2. Breaks him down quickly. Again, Griebel looking like he is trying to hook up that cradle. No, he's still got the chicken wing here in the near side. He's got the chicken wing hooked up. Minute 38 to go. And now potentially dangerous called here. So we'll have a restart with a minute 36 remaining. And off the restart. Colton leading at 4-2. And see, Ethan Miller's still not up on the board yet. Now a single leg here by Larson, as getting a little bit too high there was Griebel. Larson pulling on that single leg, and Griebel's got a hold of the foot and the ankle. Minute 15 to go in the third period. Griebel holding on to that 4-2 lead, but it's a precarious 4-2 lead. He still has control, though Larson is getting awfully close to getting a reversal and or an escape. More so on the reversal, as he's got the leg and bending that leg and holding on to the ankle again is Griebel. 55 seconds to go in the third period. Now Griebel's got both legs. And now we have an officials. We got the stalemate. Let's get him back up and go again. 46 seconds to go. Griebel leading 4-2. As we come off the stalemate. Griebel breaks him down, rolls him quickly up. And goes right in. See if he's going to go right into that chicken wing. He does have the chicken wing. He's going to try to walk around here near side. 35 seconds to go. Now Griebel off the tilt. Now he rolls him right through that. 24 seconds to go. Gave up on the chicken wing. Oh, he still has the chicken wing, not the half. Trying to hook up the half here. 15 seconds to go in the period. Griebel holding on to that 4-2 lead. here in the semifinals at 133. Off the tilt, rolls him through, and Griebel's got him down. 6 seconds to go, 5 seconds, 4 seconds. He's going to get near fall points, but Griebel's going to pick up the win, and he'll get 3 near fall points, and Colton will get the win by final of 7-2 over Kellen Larson. And Griebel now 14-1 will move on and wrestle in the championship at 133. So Griebel is now in the finals at 133. It was a tough match against Kellen Larson out of Williston. But Colton was able to get those 3 near fall points right towards the end and winning it by final of 7-2. So Ethan Miller is our next semifinalist for Valley City. We'll keep an eye on the board and keep up with our 2 wrestlers. Muskie and Hunt are in the consolation bracket. Miller would be coming up right about the same time that Muskie would be as far as the matches are concerned. So we will be back with more. This is live coverage of the Valley City Holiday Wrestling Tournament from the Hack on the Highline Activity Network. Paul McDonald back with you here at the Hack as we are awaiting Ethan Miller for his semifinal bout. And Ryer Muskie as well in his consolation semifinal. And they will be right next to one another, or at least they are on the match sheet. One is match 264, one is match 265. And so we will see those two wrestlers probably going at the same time. Muskie, 8-5, ranked 5th in wrestling in Class A at 172. He'll take on Mason Johnson. Mason Johnson is unattached, but he is out of West Fargo, Cheyenne, and he comes in with a record of 3-4. They will be wrestling in the consolation semifinals. Dylan Hunt at 9-8. He will be wrestling against Caden Mansky of West Fargo, Cheyenne. Mansky at 16-3, ranked 5th at 215 in Class A. That will be his consolation semifinal. Colton Griebel, he's already moved to the finals, and he's going to have a dandy opponent to go here as he will be taking on Jacob Lepke of DGF. Now, Jacob is ranked 9th in Minnesota, the sophomore, at 127. He's ranked 9th at 127, 18-0 on the year, wrestling up one weight class here to 133. And so Lepke will take on Griebel in the championship at 133. Ethan Miller, he will be wrestling here in just a few. And looks like Miller and Muskie is actually first on the board. As far as Ryer will be wrestling in the first up, and he will be on mat 4. He is currently in the hole on mat 4. Ethan Miller will be wrestling Ty Wiedrick of Williston. Wiedrick ranked number 1 in the state at 189 at 15-3. Miller, of course, still working his way back at 13-2, is not ranked in the top 6 at this time in Class A. So we are waiting. Muskie, he is in the hole. Miller still a couple of matches away from him getting on the mat as he will be wrestling on mat number 1 or mat number 2. Muskie will be over on mat number 4 in his consolation semifinal. So as soon as Ryer hits the mat, we will be back and have that play-by-play. It is consolation and championship semifinals. This is the Valley City Holiday Wrestling Tournament live from the Hack on the Highliner Activity Network. Paul McDonald back with you here at the Hack as we are slowly but surely making our way through consolation semifinals, going on mats 3 and 4, championship semifinals on mats 1 and 2. And we're getting close to a couple of highliners getting on the mats in the consolation semifinals. Ryan Muskie, he'll be on mat number 4, which right now, as you're looking at the screen, is the upper left. And over on the across from him on mat 3 in the upper right, that's where Dylan Hunt will be. Muskie in the consolation semis, he'll be taking on Mason Johnson, unattached out of West Fargo Cheyenne. And Hunt, he will be also taking on a Mustang, is Caden Mansky from West Fargo Cheyenne, ranked 5th in the state at 215, 16 and 3. He will be his opponent. Hunt not ranked, he's 9 and 8. Muskie, who's ranked 5th at 172, he is 8 and 5. Then shortly thereafter, if not while those two are wrestling, Ethan Miller will be taking the mat. He is going to be wrestling in the championship semifinals in 189, and he'll be on mat number 1, which is lower right corner, is where he will be in his championship semifinal match, taking on Ty Wiedrick of Williston. Ty 15 and 3, ranked number 1 in the state at 189. Miller not ranked and has a record of 13 and 2. So those are the matchups of the wrestlers that we still have. Colton Griebel, he has already punched his ticket into the finals, and he will have a dandy one. Is Griebel number 1 in the state at 133 with a 14-1 record. Will take on Jacob Lubke of Dilworth Glen and Felton. Jacob is number 9 in the state of Minnesota at 127, and he comes in at 18 and 0. So it should be a dandy matchup in that championship at 133. So we still have a couple of highliners that are on deck on the far mats, on mats 3 and 4. They're in the latter stages of the third period on mat 3, or on mat 4 actually, that's where Ryan Muskie will be wrestling. They have the final 18 seconds of that match with the 6-2 advantage, so they will probably get through without going to overtime. And the mat number 3, where Dylan Hunt will be, that match is in its second period, early on in the second period. So now we're ready to go with Ryan Muskie, 8 and 5, taking on Mason Johnson of West Fargo Cheyenne at 3 and 4. And they are over on mat number 3, mat number 4, pardon me. Muskie in those powder blues, and the dark singlet by Mason Johnson. So here we go. Consolation semis, Muskie and Johnson. The winner will wrestle for 5th, and the loser will drop down and wrestle for 7th. I double check that. I think the winner actually going to wrestle. Yeah, the winner will be wrestling for 5th place. And the loser will drop down. Now, off the mat, still no scoring. Early on, at 172. 35 seconds left to go in the first period. Again, consolation round, 1 minute first period. Again, the winner will be wrestling for 5th. The loser will wrestle for 7th. Opponent to be determined. The same will hold true for Dylan Hunt. Here's Muskie getting back behind Johnson, and they're off the mat again. 11 seconds to go first period, still no score. In the first period, 172, consolation semifinals. Oh, the timer girl, if you will, that's got the noodle. It'll alert the official at the end of the period, racing around the mat. I'd love to have that kind of energy at this time of day. It was the choice of Muskie. Defers. Johnson takes down, and we start the second period. Caution on Ryer. Now he gets in. Johnson quickly sits out. Roll through. Then we'll have Dylan Hunt going on mat number 4, or mat number 3. I don't know why I have the two of them mixed up. They're clearly labeled. So Dylan will be right next to Ryer. in his consolation semifinal matchup. Ryer still no scoring in his match with Mason Johnson. Johnson out of West Fargo Cheyenne in this tournament unattached. 3-4 on the year. And they are right on the edge of the mat. Johnson trying to get a hold of the single. Now they get off. And we'll restart with 1:18 left to go in period number 2. Still waiting for our first points in this one. Championships will be on mat 1. 3rd and 4th place on mat 2. 5th and 6th on mat 3. And the 7th and 8th will be on mat 4 when we get to our finals. Again, as you're watching, the near 2, our 1 will be on your right, 2 is on your left. And they're off the mat, far side again. 53 seconds to go, still no score. Ryer Muskie and Mason Johnson. Now Dylan Hunt will be taking the mat. That's going to be kind of the wide shot of the 2 mats so we can watch both of them at the same time. Dylan will be taking on Caden Mansky of West Fargo Cheyenne. Still no score. Final 39 seconds to go, period number 2. Ryer Muskie against Mason Johnson. I was thinking about the cradle. Now they're going to both be up. And single leg there by Johnson. Johnson with the, they're still saying Muskie with control. Johnson rolls out of that throw. And they're both on their feet. Now 1 point. And the 1 point there for Johnson. He takes a 1-0 lead. So Hunt and Muskie both going here in the consolation semifinals. Mason Johnson just got an escape. He leads Ryer 1-0 as they end the second period. 27 seconds to go first period. Dylan Hunt against Caden Mansky of West Fargo Cheyenne. Mansky again ranked 5th in the state at 215. Comes in 16-3 on the year. Hunt not ranked, comes in 9-8. Final 10 seconds of the opening period in that 215-pound match. Still no scoring. Mason Johnson leads Ryer Muskie 1-0 as they get ready to start the third period. Now they don't have the clock set, so they got to wait and get the clock set here. Still no score as they do a restart, starting the second period. And Hunt quickly breaks down Mansky. Hunt off the chicken wing, trying to walk him around. And now Mansky gets onto his haunches and sits out. Now Hunt's going to try to work the cradle. He's got the cradle in. He's got Mansky on his back. 20 seconds into this second period. Nope, no back points there. No near fall point, but they are going to give him 2. They will give him 2. So it's 2-0. Hunt leading Mansky. A minute and a half to go second period. It's still 1-0 Mason Johnson leading, but now a reversal there by Ryer Muskie. He takes a 2-1 lead. 90 seconds to go in the third period in that 172-pound match. Now Ryer will let him up, and we are tied 2-2. It is 2-2 with Muskie and Johnson, and Dylan Hunt leads 2-0. Final minute here in the second period. And now an escape there by Mansky makes it 2-1 with 55 seconds to go. Still no control between Muskie and Johnson. In final minute of that match, tied 2-2. And now Mansky quickly gets a takedown. He leads 3-2. He's going to get near fall points here on Hunt. Mansky, 35 seconds to go in the period. He's going to get at least 3 near fall. Mansky trying to put pressure on that chest and holding down that near shoulder, and there's the pin. So Mansky will get Hunt with 25 seconds to go in the second period. 2:35 that fall. Mansky with the win. And Dylan now will wrestle for 7th and 8th place. It's 4-2, Ryer Muskie leading. Final 19 seconds of the match here at 172. If Muskie can hold on and keep control here for these final 10 seconds, then he'll move on and wrestle for 5th place. So the Highlanders will have 4 wrestlers that will place here. And there it is. So Muskie will win it by a final of 4-2. So Ryer Muskie will move on. And he will take a 9-5 record into the 5th and 6th place match. Dylan Hunt will wrestle for 7th and 8th place with a 9-9 record. Our last semifinal will be Ethan Miller. And Miller's taking, looks like he is in the hole on mat 1. So he will be on mat 1, but he is in the hole for his match. So when Ethan Miller gets on for his semifinal match against Ty Wiedrich from Williston, we'll be back and have that for you, but we will step aside as coverage continues. Live coverage continues from the Hack on the Highland Activity Network of the 2023 Valley City Holiday Wrestling Tournament.
Final call for ticket 144279. We are redrawing. Orange ticket 144126. 144126.
So here we go into the semifinals at 189. Ethan Miller taking on Ty Weidrich of Williston. Ty 15-3, ranked number 1 at 189. Miller 13-2. And this is the championship semifinal at 189 here on mat 1. And now sprawling off the two-leg stalemate, brings the whistle. Weidrich, number 1 seed in the tournament. He defeated Damian Cross by fall in 51 seconds, then defeated Juan Gonzalez by fall at 3:04 to get to this semifinal. Ethan Miller, he won by fall over Harper Schultz in minute 34 and defeated Bridger Owen 6-5 in the quarterfinals to get to this semifinal match. Still waiting for our first points. Minute 15 here, single leg there by Miller. We're in the first period. Now they both get back up, and Miller spins around. 1 minute to go here in period number 1. 4 wrestlers will be placing here for Valley City. As Muskie and Hunt. Muskie will be wrestling for 5th place. Hunt will be wrestling for 7th. Rebo will be wrestling for the championship. And we'll see here in about 7-8 minutes where Ethan Miller will be wrestling. Right now, still no score. 35 seconds to go in period number 1. Tim Miller, Aaron Larson, the coaches in the corner for Valley City. Ethan, of course, well documented, missed all of last year because of that knee injury and broken collarbone that he suffered during football season. And missed only about half of this year's football season. Also missed all of baseball, nursing back to health and getting ready for this wrestling season. The senior. And that will take care of the first period. No score after the first 2 minutes. Ethan will have the choice. He'll defer to the third period. And Weidrich will take down. And a caution on Miller. Actually, the caution was on Weidrich. So now we're set to go here with the restart as we start period number 2. No score. Quickly up and off the mat. Weidrich quickly was on his feet and trying to get rid of the hands clasp around his midsection. Again, quickly up and lets him go. 1-0 off the escape. Weidrich with the early advantage. 15 seconds gone, second period. 189-pound semifinal. And the two just working around, trying to check each other out. Locked up, forehead to forehead. Not much really to do here on either one. 1:15 to go in the second period. Of course, 1-0 off that escape. Weidrich leading. And an ankle pick by Weidrich as a single attempted by Miller. Oof. Weidrich was spun around, was trying to get the takedown, but the whistle blew off the mat. So we restart with 57 seconds to go in this second period. 1-0. Ty Weidrich with the advantage. Again, not a whole lot with these two both on their feet. Miller keeping his distance. Now shoots in for the single. Same scenario, he's got the single. Weidrich has the hold of the ankle. 23 seconds to go in the second period. And Weidrich spins around and gets the takedown and takes a 3-0 lead. So 3-0 Weidrich. Thought about the half. let's go. 5 seconds to go. It'll be Miller's choice when we start the third period. My guess he'll take down. Got to get that escape and a takedown. Down 3-0. And it is Miller's choice. Thinking about it. He's going to go he's going to go neutral. Neither coach suggested a thing. Then that you're a senior, you've been wrestling 5-6 years. You know what you want to do. So he decides to take neutral. Shoots in for the double. See if he knew what he was talking about. Well, same scenario he had in his quarterfinal match, where he gets him up off the double leg. Now he's just got a hold of one. And they're going to get off the mat, still with no control on either side. Minute 33 to go, third period. Miller trailing 3-0 here in this championship semifinal. For 189 pounds. Locked in again with the headlocks. Forehead to forehead. Think about shooting in Wiedrich. Pulls back. Minute 9 to go. Now 1 point for Stalling. So a penalty point. Ooh, and Miller flipped him over. Now it should be 3-1. I thought they gave 1 point to Miller. I thought I saw him put up one. Yes, yep, okay. Now they've got it on the scoreboard. It is 3-1. So they gave 1 point to Miller. I think a second caution was thrown against Wiedrich. So now Miller needs to get himself a takedown and some back points here. But Wiedrich takes control and off the mat, but he is going to give him a takedown just before they blew the whistle. So he is going to give him a takedown. So it's 5-1. And Wiedrich will be in control with 46 seconds to go. So Miller's going to have to hurry to get himself up, down, and get a takedown and get some near falls if he's going to have a chance here. Trailing 5-1, 40 seconds to go. This is the championship semifinals. .28 seconds. Wiedrich thinking about the half. Now goes cross face. Now another caution. This one is going to be on Miller for stalling. 15 seconds to go in the period. Wiedrich holding on to that 5-1 lead. So it looks like Miller's going to drop down and wrestle for third place. Wiedrich thought about the cradle, but now just going to hang on. And now a second stalling and a point. So it'll be 6-1 as they give Miller a second stall. And so Wiedrich wins it by a final of 6-1. So Miller will be wrestling for the third place. We'll take a 13-3 record into that third place match at 189. So it is the consolation semis are done. The championship semifinals are wrapping up. We'll be back. When we come back, we'll have the placing matches. On the, again, the Highliners, we'll have Dylan Hunt at 215. He'll be wrestling for 7th. Ryer Muskie at 172 will be wrestling for 5th. Ethan Miller at 189 will be wrestling for 3rd. And Colton Griebel at 133 will be wrestling for the championship. And speaking of championships, I'm just going to take a quick gander here and see if we have our dream matchup. And we do. We're going to have a dandy in the championship at 172. As Bismarck's LJ Arahus, who is 16-0 and the top seed in the tournament. And he will be wrestling against Griffin Lundeen, who is 18-0, the senior from Thief River Falls. And Lundeen, a defending champ himself. And Lundeen is also a number 1 wrestler at 172. So it actually is at number 1 at 160 over in Minnesota. So that will be a good championship at 172. We'll be back with those placing matches. This is live coverage from the HEC of the Valley City Holiday Wrestling Tournament right here on the Highline Activity Network, live on YouTube.
Mr. Chris Graffing, if you're in the gym, please come to the head table. Chris Graffing.
right, all of the finals are in the books, or all the semifinals are in the books. Now we're getting ready for the finals. And again, they will be running the finals, all the placing matches simultaneously. The 107s, or the first place matches, will be on the mat 1, which, as you're looking at your screen again, watching the format setup, that will be in the lower right-hand corner. That will be mat 1, and that's where Colton Grebo will be wrestling. He will be on mat 1. And then on mat 2, that will be the third and fourth place match. That is where you will find Ethan Miller when he gets there at 189, and that will be on the lower left corner. Then in the upper left, that will be the 7th and 8th place match. That's where Dylan Hunt will be, and over on the third play on mat 3 will be the consolation, the 5th and 6th place match, and that's where you will have Ryer Muskie. So let's get you caught up on the team scores now as we head into the finals, as Bismarck is slowly but surely running away with things. They are in first place with 178.5 points. Actually, let's refresh the screen and see if they got those up. Yep, they did. It is now completely updated with all of the matches in except for our 13 placing matches. Bismarck in first place, 187.5. Dilworth, Glen, and Felton, they are in second place with 153. Lisbon is third at 139. West Fargo Cheyenne is fourth at 137.5. Williston is fifth at 123. Aberdeen Central is sixth at 122. Grand Forks Central is seventh at 194.5. Thief River Falls, they are eighth at 91. Fargo North is ninth at 64. Jamestown is 10th with 61 points. West Fargo is 11th with 58 points, just 1 point better than Valley City, as the Highliners are 12th with 57 points. Fergus Falls, they are 13th with 22.5 points. And in last place at 14th is Fargo South with 16 points. So here's how the finals are set. And we'll start up at the 107 pounds, so they are going to take a little bit of a break. They weren't originally sounded like they weren't going to take a break, but they are going to take a little bit of one here as let the wrestlers warm up and get ready for their placing matches. At 107. At 107, here's how the placing match is set up. From Fargo North, it will be Graydon Johnson, and Graydon Johnson will be wrestling against Ursenic of Lisbon. That's in the 7th and 8th place match. In the Consolation Championship, Lincoln Davis from Thief River Falls will be wrestling against Ivan Jolie of Williston. That is in the 5th and 6th place match. In the 3rd place match, Griffin McGee out of West Fargo Cheyenne will be wrestling against Reese Seferdovich of Grand Forks Central. And then in the championship, the top seed at 107, Caleb Cosen from Dilworth, Glen, and Felton will be wrestling Cade Nisma out of Bismarck High, and that will be the championship at 107. Then at 114, the matchups there at 114 in the 7th and 8th place matchup. Gabe Flores from Grand Forks Central will be wrestling against Dawson Hoban from Dilworth, Glen, and Felton. In the Consolation Championship, Aaron Morris, who is the number 2 seed of the tournament, Aaron Morris will be wrestling against Paxton Ewing in the 5th place match. In the 3rd place match from Lisbon, Ian Anderson will be wrestling in the 3rd place match against Colton Ireland of Bismarck. And then in the championship, Jack Schauer from Jamestown will be wrestling in the championship against Jake Mattern from West Fargo Cheyenne. That is the championship of 114 up to 121. In the 7th and 8th place match, Ethan Grasser from Grand Forks Central And he will wrestle against Jack Brunn from Fergus Falls. In the 5th and 6th, Willie Allen from Aberdeen Central will wrestle against Grayson Lyons. And Grayson Lyons is unattached. That will be, and double check here, he is actually from Lisbon. So Grayson Lyons is unattached in this tournament, but he is from Lisbon. He will be wrestling in that 5th place match. In the 6th place match, Chase Clemenson, who is the top seed in the tournament, he will be wrestling out of West Fargo Cheyenne. He will be wrestling against Sam Schmitz from DGF. And then in the championship, it'll be Cruz Reinke, the number 2 seed out of Lisbon. He will wrestle against Cesar Cruz. He is from Grand Forks Central in the championship at 121. At 127, in the 7th and 8th place match, Carlos Salinas from Fargo North. He will be wrestling against Sully Krenz from Williston. Then in the 5th and 6th place match, Nick Sveer from Thief River Falls against Porter Lazenski from Aberdeen Central. And then in the 3rd place match, Noah Anderson from Lisbon. He will wrestle against Jetton Wadison of West Fargo Cheyenne in the 3rd place match. Then in the championship, Ben DeForest, the top seed out of Bismarck High, will wrestle Raiden Zenz from Aberdeen Central in the championship. Then at 133, wrestling in that 7th place match, Lucas Schleppitz from Jamestown will wrestle Jackson Alexander from West Fargo Cheyenne. In the 5th place match, Cashton Wadison from Lisbon will wrestle against Zachary Nelson from Grand Forks Central. In the 3rd place match, Tate Huff, who is ranked number 1 in Aberdeen in South Dakota at 127. Tate Huff, he will be wrestling against Kellen Larson, of Williston in that 3rd place match. And then the championship, again, it should be a dandy. 1 seed versus 2 seed. Colton Griebel, the number 1 seed, 14-1. Griebel ranked number 1 and 133 in North Dakota will take on Jacob Lupke, who was 18-0. Jacob is ranked number 9 in Minnesota at 127. And those two will wrestle in the championship at 133. And they're clearing the mats. And we'll continue on here. 139. In the 7th and 8th place match at 139, Xander Deutsch from Dilworth Glen and Felton against Jacob Zeister from Fargo South. In the 5th place match, Carson Lardy from Bismarck High will wrestle Chase Veriano from Fargo North. In the 3rd place match, from Aberdeen Central, Ridley Waldo from Aberdeen Central, and he will wrestle against Nathan Morgan from Fargo North. And in the championship, the top seed, Griffin Greenlee from Lisbon, he will wrestle the number 2 seed, Stetson Gisselbeck from West Fargo Cheyenne in the championship at 139. And we get to 145 in the 7th and 8th place match. At 145, Braden Halverson of Bismarck will be wrestling against Owen Ward of Aberdeen Central. Caleb Croning from Fergus Falls against top seed Landon Zink, who was upset in the semis. That'll be your matchup in the Consolation Championship. In the 3rd place match, Ryan Eng from Lisbon will wrestle in the Consolation, and he will take on Landon Larson from Thief River Falls. And in the championship, from Dilworth Glen and Felton, Camden Matashia will wrestle against Grand Forks Central's Brendan Wynn Kelly in the championship at 145. So we go down to 152. Of course, we have a ways away before Colton Griebel will hit the mat at 133. At 152, it'll be Eli Lyons from Lisbon wrestling against Michael Norman from Grand Forks Central in the 7th and 8th place match. In the 5th place match, Devin Halverson from Bismarck High will wrestle will wrestle Caleb Minton from Williston in the 5th and 6th place. Then in the 3rd place match, Owen Manganell of West Fargo will wrestle Austin Lenhart of Dilworth Glen and Felton. And then in the championship, top seed Grady Anderson from Jamestown will wrestle against Ethan Lane from Thief River Falls in the championship at 152. Then as we head up to 160, 7th and 8th place match, Noah Kramer from Aberdeen Central will wrestle against Anton Perales from Grand Forks Central. In the 5th place match, Elias Biegler from Aberdeen Central will wrestle against Bismarck High's. I'm going to check now. We had to find who Bismarck, I think it was like Turner, will be in that match from Bismarck High. It is. It'll be Turner. Isaac Turner from Bismarck will be the other wrestler in that 5th and 6th place match. Tyson Rice from Williston. He will wrestle for 3rd place against Bismarck's Tyrus Jangula. And then in the championship from Lisbon, Blaze Reineke, the top seed, will wrestle Roy Rude from Dilworth Glen and Felton. Roy Rude, one of the top wrestlers in Minnesota from DGF at 160 pounds, as Rude is ranked 9th in Minnesota at 160. That'll be the matchup in that championship at 160. We go up to 172. And at 172, in our 7th place match at 172, Joey Aarons from Dilworth Glen and Felton will wrestle against Mason Johnson, unattached, out of West Fargo Cheyenne. Ryer Muskie from the Highliners, he'll be in the 5th place match, and Ryer will wrestle against Maddox Weigel from West Fargo Cheyenne. In the 3rd place match from Williston, it will be Colton Adams from Williston, and Adams will be wrestling Nagel from Bismarck. He will take on James Nagel from Bismarck. That's in the 3rd place match. And as we mentioned, that dandy at the championship at 172, as LJ Arahu, the top seed at 172, and he'll be taking on Griffin Lundeen. And Griffin Lundeen is the number 1 wrestler in Minnesota, and he is at number 1 at 160 in Minnesota, while LJ from Bismarck is number 1 in North Dakota at 172. Only time we've got 2 number 1s matched up here this afternoon. Then at 189 pounds, in the 7th and 8th place match from Thief River Falls, Riley Poissant from Thief River Falls will be wrestling against Aberdeen Central's Riker Meester. Then in the 7th and 8th place match from Dilworth Glen and Felton, Casey Macheski from Dilworth Glen and Felton will be wrestling against Bridger Owens from Bismarck High in the 5th place match. And Ethan Miller from Valley City in the 3rd place match will be wrestling against Connor Mansky. Mansky, who was the number 2 seed, ranked number 2 in the state at 172. Mansky from West Fargo Cheyenne. He's 14-3. Miller at 13-3, again, not ranked in the tournament. Then in the championship, Ty Wiedrich, who defeated Miller in the semifinals. And Wiedrich is the number 1 wrestler out of Williston at 15-3. And he will wrestle against William Ward out of Fargo North. Ward coming in 11-0, and Wiedrich at 16-3. And there again, Looking and seeing if as far as rankings, Wiedrich is number 1 at 189, and Ward is number 2 at 189. So we got a 1 versus 2 in that matchup. And then as we move up to 215, and the 215 pounds, at 7th place match, Dylan Hunt from Valley City will take on Caleb Johnson from Dilworth Glen and Felton. Johnson at 16-3 and not ranked in Minnesota. Hunt 9-9, not ranked in North Dakota at 215. And then in that consolation championship from Dilworth Glen and Felton, Cole Jillian. Now he forfeited as he won by forfeit in his consolation round match against Caleb Johnson. So wondering if maybe Johnson had a medical forfeit and if Dylan will not wrestle in that 7th place match. We'll wait till we get to that point at 215. And then, as I mentioned, Julian will be wrestling against Mansky from Cadian Mansky from West Fargo, Cheyenne. And in the 3rd place match from Aberdeen Central, it'll be Samson Flackus from Aberdeen Central, and he will wrestle against Williston's Wyatt Kilgore in 3rd place. And then in that championship, the number 2 seed, Logan Moore from West Fargo. And he will wrestle the top seed, Aiden Schlopman from Bismarck High in the championship at 215. Schlopman is ranked number 3, and Moore is ranked number 4 at 215 in North Dakota. And then in the final match and final weight at 285, wrestling from Fergus Falls, Paolo Carrillo will be wrestling against Brunn, who was unattached in that Max Brunn, the sophomore, in the 7th and 8th place match. And in the consolation championship, it'll be Jordan Foss from Aberdeen Central against Aiden Hinkle from Lisbon in the 3rd place match. It will be Lennox Charlie from Fargo North wrestling against Grand Forks Central's Eric Stouter. And then in the championship at 285, from West Fargo, Amari Williams, undefeated, ranked number 1, and he will take on Easton Egberg from Bismarck High in the championship, and that is a 1 versus 2. So that's your matchups here for the championship and the placing matches for the rest of the tournament. Again, we are awaiting for Colton Griebel. He will be the first Highliner on the mat at 133. Right now they have the 114 placing matches going. So as the 107 matches have been finished up, let's see how the team stats have changed. Bismarck High still number 1 with 191.5 points. Dilworth Glen and Felton at 153. West Fargo Cheyenne at 139. Lisbon at 139.5. Lisbon at 139, Williston at 127, Aberdeen Central at 122, Grand Forks Central at 94.5, Thief River Falls at 91, Fargo North at 65, Jamestown at 61, West Fargo at 58, Valley City at 57, Fergus Falls at 22.5, and South at 16 here today. So there's a look at your numbers, your updated team scores, as 114 pounders are in their placing matches right now. Again, Valley City is just 1 point behind West Fargo. West Fargo does have Amari Williams in the championship at 285. Also have Logan Moore in the championship at 215. And they do not have anybody in the placing matches at 189. Highliners, of course, with Ethan Miller. And nobody at 172 again for West Fargo. And at 160, West Fargo, nobody in the placing matches. At 152, West Fargo will have Owen Magnell in the third place match, so they have 3 wrestlers in the placing match. At 145, nobody in the placing matches at 145 for West Fargo. Of course, just speculating to see if the Highliners can pass them in the team standings. And nobody at 139. And at 133, West Fargo, nobody at 133. Of course, the Highliners will have Colton Grebo in the championship. At 127, nobody for West Fargo. At 121, nobody from West Fargo. And at 114, and looks like again, nobody at 114 for West Fargo. And then 107. There we go. And then at 107, nobody in the placing matches for West Fargo at 107. So Valley City does have 4 in the placing matches, while West Fargo has 3. But 2 of those 3 for the Packers are in the championship. So as we wait, Colton Grebo to come on to mat number 1, the championship at 133. We'll step aside. We'll be back with more. This is live coverage of the Valley City Holiday Wrestling Tournament live from the Hack on YouTube on the Highline Activity Network.
Get your arm back. There you go. Keep running it.
All the 114-pound placing matches are now in. And Bismarck widens their lead at 193.5 to DGF's 153. West Fargo Shine at 143.5. Lisbon at 139. Williston at 127. Aberdeen Central at 124. Grand Forks Central at 95.5. Thief River Falls at 91. North at 65. Jamestown, they just got a champion as a Shower at the 114. Just won the championship, helping Jamestown get up to 65. Tying North for 9th place. West Fargo with 58 is 11. Valley City with 57 is 12. Fergus Falls 22.5 is 13th. And Fargo South is 16th. Now the 121-pound matches, they are on the mats. Again, we'll be awaiting Colton Griebel at 133. We're back with more after this round is after the 121s are done. We'll be back and update the team totals. And this is coverage of the Valley City Holiday Wrestling Tournament live from the Hack on the Highlander TV Network.
Valley City Holiday Tournament champion at 107 from Bismarck High School, King Newsma. Fulton, Ireland of Bismarck, and Ian Anderson of Lisbon report to the awards area. Your championship match at 127 pounds from Aberdeen Central, Rated Zens, and from Bismarck High, Ben DeForest.
Paul McDonald back with you here at the Hack. 127-pounders are on 3 of the mats, 133. Their 7th and 8th place match going on right now, which also means Colton Griebel at 133. He is on deck. He is going to be the next match at 133 in that championship. Well, let's see again how Colton got in here. He is 14-1, opened up. He defeated Jesse Olson by fall in 17 seconds in the first round. In the quarterfinals, a winner over Jacob Froning of Fergus Falls by fall at 149. And then in the quarterfinals, he defeated Kellen Larson of Williston by final of 7-2. So that sets up his championship match here at 133. He'll be taking on, again, Jacob Lupke. Lupke, 18-0, ranked 9th in Minnesota at 127. So he is wrestling up a weight. And Jacob was the number 2 seed. He opened up with a victory over Ahmed Bahir of West Fargo. He won by tech fall 19-4. And then he was a winner over Lucas Schlepitz from Jamestown, again by tech fall 17-1. And then defeated Tate Huff of Aberdeen Central by decision 5-2 in the semifinals. So that is how things played out to get those 2 wrestlers here to this championship at 133 pounds. They're just the final 10 seconds of the 127-pound championship match. And then we'll get into Colton Griebel. They're up to 139 in the 7th and 8th place. 133 over 5th place. And in the 3rd and 4th place match, they are still at 127 there. They are not waiting and running all weight classes and they're placing weights at the same time. They're keeping a rolling schedule and keeping things on point and keep things moving here. Now in the 133-pound 3rd and 4th place match will come in. Just started the 2nd period at the 127-pound championship. And at 127 pounds, that is Ben DeForest of Bismarck High, and he is in a little bit of difficulty against Zenz from Aberdeen Central. Zenz leads already 8-1 with 90 seconds to go in the 2nd period. And Zenz, that's Raiden Zenz, 12-2. And he was the number 3 seed in this tournament. And again comes in 12-2, and he's taking care of DeForest from Bismarck High. Leads 11-1 with 1:01 to go in the 2nd period. And after this championship at 127 is complete, we'll have Colton Griebel at 133 against arguably his toughest opponent of the year, and Jacob Lutke from DGF, who comes in 18-0, ranked number 9 in Minnesota in AA at 127. Griebel, of course, ranked number 1 at 133 in Class A in North Dakota. So it should be a good one in that championship here at 133. But a half minute left in the 2nd period. Zenz grabs onto the single leg. Now he wants to set up the cradle. Well, if he gets the force back here, he's going to have very good possibility of getting that pin, but they're too far on the mat, off the mat on the far side for him to really do anything Yeah, he needs to drag him back to the middle of the mat if he's going to have a chance. Now they're both off. 8 seconds to go in the second period. Zen's leading DeForest 11-1.
Is there a Williston coach that can come to the head table? A Williston coach?
Now I have an equipment timeout here. They're fixing the headgear of DeForest. As his headgear came off. So actually we are, that championship match 127 has his little behind there. They're at 145 over in the 7th and 8th place match. Of course, we're looking at that 215 match with Dylan Hunt coming up against Caleb Johnson from DGF. They're at 133 over in the 5th and 6th place match. And of course on that mat at 5th and 6th, well, Ryer Muskie at 172. And here in the third and fourth place match, they're at 133, and we'll get up to 189 there with Ethan Miller. So we still have another period to go here, unless Zens can take care of business before we have Colton Griebel. So we'll step aside. We'll be back with that championship match. Colton Griebel against Jacob Lubke. That's coming up. This is live coverage of the Valley City Holiday Tournament, live from the HEC on the Highline Activity Network.
Results are 121 pounds. In 8th place, from Fergus Falls, Jack Braun. In 7th place, from Grand Forks Central, Ethan Brasser. In 6th place, from Lisbon, Grayson Lyons. 5th place, from Aberdeen Central, Will Allen. 4th place, from Gilbert Woodman Felton, Sam Schmitz. 3rd place, from West Marble Cheyenne, Chase Clemenson. Your runner-up from Lisbon, Cruz Ranky. And your 2023 Valley City Holiday Tournament champion from Grand Forks Central, Caesar Cruz.
Well, good contingent from Aberdeen here as Aberdeen Central's Raiden Zenz just won the championship at 127. So now here we go, the 133 championship here on mat 1. Colton Griebel, ranked number 1 at 133 in North Dakota, 14-1 against Jacob Lubke, ranked number 9 at 127 in Minnesota. He's 18-0, hailing out of DGF championship at 133, and we're underway. And they lock up early on in the headlocks. Griebel sizing up Lubke. Well, they each have the hands on. Almost look like Griebel's going to go for a throw. Gets back up. Going after the single leg was Lubke. Straddling out of that was Griebel. Here on the near side of the mat. Of course, now that we're in the championship, we've got 2 officials. No control yet. Minute 23 here in the first period. And the trip by Lubke gets Griebel down and grabs. Oh, did they give him? No. Yes, they did give him 2-point takedown. Lubke takes a 2-0 lead. Approaching 1 minute left to go in this first period. On the roll, they roll off the mat. There's the whistle. 1:02 to go in the first period. Lubke leading at 2-0 over Colton Griebel. Aaron Larson and Coy Griebel, the coaches on the far side. Good to see Coy here again. Back for the holiday break. Colton standing up, trying to stand up. Lubke had a hold of his ankle. Now they break off and escape there for Colton. It's 2-1. 35 seconds to go in the first period. Griebel trailing at 2-1. Lubke likes to go with the slap of the head. Was trying to shuck there, nothing happened. Sprawls out of that single leg, though Colton did get a hold of that leg. Trying to bring it in. And Colton not yet control. Ooh, he's in a precarious spot here. Now he gets his head out and holding on to that ankle. The final seconds tick off. No points are going to be awarded on either side. So we head into the second period with Lubke leading 2-0. And it will be Griebel's choice. He'll defer. Lubke takes down. So Jacob Lubke out of Dealwork Lindenfelden, 18-0 on the year. Griebel at 14-1. Right now Lubke leading at 2-1 as we start the second period. Griebel nearly lost control. Now he did. That's going to be a reversal by Lubke. He takes a 4-1 lead on Griebel. Now he's trying to go front cradle. Griebel on his side. Lubke grabbing the arm. 1:15 to go. Second period. 4-1. Lubke leading. Trying to set up a half. Sitting out is Griebel. He rolls out of that. Still sitting out of it. And now they're off the mat. Brings the whistle. With 58 seconds remaining in the second period. Griebel trailing Lubke by 4-1. Our first of our 4 placing matches with highliners in it. There's a long delay over on the 7th and 8th place, an injury that I think has caused a medical forfeit at 152. They're at 160 on that mat in the 7th and 8th place match. Third place match still sitting at 145. And also the 5th and 6th at 145. Here at 133, Minute 15 to go in this second period. Jacob Lutke, or not, it was 15 seconds, not a minute 15. Lutke is leading 4-1. He's got a chicken wing, and he will not have enough time to do anything with it. And we'll bring the end of the second period. It'll be Griebel's choice, trailing 4-1. Maybe take down or neutral. He'll take down. So again, Colton's strategy, you take down 3, you get a quick escape, get a quick takedown and get some back points, but immediately he was put on his side by Lutke. He's got a hold of that single leg, does Colton Griebel. Griebel needs to pull that in. Now he's reaching over to see if he can grab the second. Nope. Down goes Lutke. Griebel riding too high here. He's got a hold of both ankles. Now he's going to try the tilt. And he's got him over. He's going to get some near fall points. There's a reversal. It's 4-3. And no near fall point. They did give him a reversal. So it is 4-3, but no near fall points. He had him only on his back briefly. And Lutke was able to turn out of it and roll out of it. So it's 4-3. Lutke leading with a minute to go here in the third period. Official says something to the two wrestlers. I think he's telling Lutke he needs to do something. 55 seconds to go. Colton needs to get him on his back. He's got the chicken wing. He's trying to get him on his back. Check that. It wasn't a chicken wing. Thought I had him in that. Off that armbar. All right, let's go with that. 39 seconds to go. Griebel needs to hurry if he's going to get something. He's right on the far side of the mat. Oh, he's got him on the side, but Griebel's in more of a precarious spot. Not enough room. They're off the mat. So a restart with 29 seconds to go. And they're going to give 1 point on the escape. It's 5-3 Lutke, shooting it on the single. Griebel, if he can get a takedown here, he can tie things up, but he's got to hurry. He's got 20 seconds to go. Griebel has him on his back, but no control yet, as Lutke's got a hold of that foot. So no control yet for Griebel. If he can get his foot out of there, 10 seconds to go. And he's got his foot out of there, and they haven't given him points yet. They still haven't given him points. 5 seconds, 4 seconds, and Griebel is not going to have enough time to gain control and falls here to Lutke by final of 5-3. Boy, it looked like they could have had a takedown there by Colton, but the official does not give it to him. And Lutke wins it by final of 5-3, and will take the championship. And Griebel will take the runner-up. He'll fall to 14-2, and Lutke will go to 19-0 on the season. So now we await our 172-pound Ryer Muskie wrestling for 5th and 6th place. That'll be our next match. We'll be back with that when Ryer gets on the mat. They're at 152 over on that 5th and 5th place mat. So Ryer right now sitting in the well, he's going to be coming up not next, but he'll be following. He's in the hole. So we'll step aside. We'll be back with the Ryer Muskie match at 172 for 5th and 6th place. This is live coverage of the Valley City Highliner Holiday Wrestling Tournament from the Hack, live on YouTube on the Highliner Activity Network.
All 133-pound place winners to the awards area. Valley City to the awards area. Results at 133 pounds. In 8th place from West Fargo, Cheyenne, Jackson Alexander. In 7th place from Jamestown, Lucas Schleppens. In 6th place from Grand Forks Central, Zachary Nelson. In 5th place from Lisbon, Ashton Wakeson. 4th place from Williston, Kevin Larson. 3rd place from Aberdeen Central, Tate Cox.
Well, we've got an update as Ryer Muskie had to forfeit the 5th place match. So Ryer Muskie was a medical forfeit. Maddox Weigel from West Fargo Cheyenne will win the 5th place match by a medical forfeit. So Ryer will take 6th place in the tournament. And his record now 9-6 with a medical forfeit for Ryer Muskie here at the 5th and 6th place match at 172. So now next up for the Highliners, 2 more wrestlers to go. Ethan Miller, he'll be wrestling here in the 3rd place match at 189. And they're still at 152, or actually I think they are at 152 in the 3rd place match there. And the 160 pounders, 7th and 8th place 160 pounders are on the mat. So I'll be waiting for Dylan Hunt at 215. So there's a possibility, outside possibility, that he may get that one as Johnson, Caleb Johnson of DGF had to forfeit in the consolation semifinal. So not sure if he is going to be able to wrestle in the 7th and 8th place match. The next one that we will be concerned with here for the Highliners, again, will be Ethan Miller. If Muskie, since Muskie was a medical red forfeit and had to forfeit out, our next match will have Ethan Miller for 3rd place at 189, and they have the 160 pounders on the mat. So as soon as Ethan Miller takes the mat, or whichever comes first, if Ethan Miller or the 215-pound match with Dylan Hunt, whoever's on the mat first, we'll be back and carry that live. We'll step aside. This is continuing coverage of the Valley City Highliner Holiday Wrestling Tournament, live from the Hack on the Highliner Activity Network.
All 139-pound plate winners to the awards area. Results at 139 in 8th place from Dilworth Linden Felton, Xander Deutsch. In 7th place from Fargo South, Jacob Seister. 6th place from Fargo North, Jace Mariano. In 5th place from Bismarck High, Carson Lardy. In 4th place from Fargo North, Nathan Morgan. 3rd place from Aberdeen Central, Ridley Waldo. Your runner-up from Lisbon, Griffin Greenlee. And your 2023 Valley City Holiday Champion at 139 pounds from West Fargo, Cheyenne, Stetson Gisselbeck.
Ethan Miller is now on the mat. 3rd and 4th place match at 189. Miller taking on Connor Mansky, the number 2 seed of the tournament. He's ranked number 2 and the state at 172 with a 14-3 record. Miller is 13-3, again not ranked at 189. Mansky out of West Fargo, Cheyenne. This is the 189-pound 3rd place match between Miller and Mansky. Mansky has a single leg. Now he's got the takedown as he quickly works behind and takes a 2-0 lead. Breaks down Miller. Again, just 1 minute for the first period in these consolation rounds, if you will, third place round. And that's the end of the period with Mansky leading it 2-0. And Miller, it'll be Mansky's choice. He'll take down. So it is 2-0. Mansky with the lead. As we start things here in this second period, there's a reversal for Mansky. And he takes a 4-0 lead. So it is 4-0 advantage to Mansky. Mansky looks like it was going to try to hook up a cradle. Decides not to. These two wrestled earlier this year in a triangular over at Fargo North, and Mansky won by a 7-0 decision in that match. Here he leads 4-0 as we approach 1 minute left to go in this second period. It is a 189-pound third and fourth place match. Again, Colton Grebo fell to Jacob Wibke 5-3, and Jacob Lubke from DGF by a final of 5-3 in the championship at 133. Ryer Muskie was a medical forfeit in the fifth and sixth place match at 172. And our third place match here with Ethan Miller and Connor Mansky. And then we'll have Dylan Hunt wrestling Caleb Johnson of DGF in the seventh and eighth place match at 215. And right now they are at the 160-pound weight on that match. Still waiting for something to happen here with Mansky. He hasn't really done a whole lot, leading 4-0 with the final 15 seconds of this second period against Ethan Miller in the third place match at 189. Final seconds tick off. And we'll head to the third period with Mansky leading it 4-0. It'll be Miller's choice. He'll take neutral. So Miller will take neutral to start things here in the third period, trailing 4-0. Shooting in, and he gets him, and off balance. There, Mansky got off balance, and Miller gets the takedown. It's now 4-2. Connor Mansky was a little off balance as he was shooting in for the single, and he was able to fall over, and getting right on top of him, Miller got the takedown. It's now 4-2, the early seconds of this third period. Miller needs to get that near fall now, get him on his backside, and see if he can get some near fall points. Getting a little high here, and now he's going to stand him up there, get him to the middle, brings him back down again. Mansky tried to reach around, and Miller gets him back on his belly. Minute 14, now he's going to let him up, and it'll be 5-2 off the escape. And they work back to the middle of the mat. Mansky up 5-2, 1 minute to go in the third period. This is the third and fourth place match at 189. Miller needs to get a quick takedown here. He's got both double legs, and here he goes. He's got him up. Not quite a fireman's carry, but nearly rolled himself into a precarious spot. 35 seconds to go. And a whistle with 32 seconds to go. Starting at the neutral spot. Miller's got 32 seconds or 28 seconds now to get a quick takedown and some near fall points. Doesn't look like he's going to have that chance right now. Mansky's just got a bear hug on him, and they're going to call stalemate. So we start the final 10 seconds. Miller, he's thinking about with the throw, didn't get a good grip on the headlock. And that's going to bring the final seconds down And Mansky's going to win this one by a final of 5-2. So Connor Mansky defeats Ethan Miller in the third place match by a final of 5-2 at 189. We will step aside. When we come back, we're going to take a look at the updated standings and the updated scores, team scores, as we have the 172-pounders on the 7th and 8th place mat. Our next match and our final match of Highliner that involves the Highliner will be Dylan Hunt at 2:15. And right now the 172s are on the mat over on the 7th and 8th place mat. So we will step aside, come back, we'll get you caught up on the team scores. We'll do that as we continue with our coverage of the Valley City Holiday Wrestling Tournament live on YouTube from the Hack.
Results at 145 pounds. In 8th place from Bismarck High School, Braden Halverson. In 7th place from Aberdeen Central, Owen Ward. In 6th place from Fergus Falls, Caleb Cronin. 5th place from West Fargo Cheyenne, Landon Sink. In 4th place from Lisbon, Ryan Ing. In 3rd place from Thief River Falls, Landon Larson. Your runner-up from Dilworth Living Felton, Camden Mustachia.
Well, here are your scores through the full 145-pound weight class. And 7th and 8th place, 5th and 6th. And actually the 7th and 8th place matches still going. The 5th and 6th place matches are all done now through all the weight classes. Right now we have the 7th and 8th place. They're at 172 there, and at 215 going in the 3rd place match. So here's an update on your team scores. Bismarck High leading 201.5 points. West Fargo Cheyenne has now moved into 2nd place, a point and a half ahead of DGF, 158.5 to 157. Aberdeen Central has moved up to 4th place, tied with Lisbon with 148. Williston is 6th at 136. Grand Forks Central is 7th at 104.5. Thief River Falls is 8th at 95. Jamestown is 9th at 65. Fargo North is 10th at 64. West Fargo 11th at 60. Valley City is 12th at 57. Fergus Falls is 13th at 22.5. And Fargo South, they are at 14th with 17 points here. And that's an update on the team scores. Again, we have all of the weight classes are all done for 5th and 6th place. Over on the 7th and 8th place mat, they have 3 weight classes left to go. 189 is just now getting out there. So that means on deck will be Dylan Hunt at 215. They've got 2 weight classes left to go here in 3rd and 4th place as 215 is on the mat. They're way behind in the championship. They only have the 152-pounders still on the championship. Of course, those are going to be the bigger points. And so that's going to be a real deciding factor here as we head into the latter stages with half of the weight classes still to wrestle their championships. And it's going to be probably a very good point that we'll have the final 2 or 3 championship matches going when nothing else will be going on. So all eyes will be on that. Of course, the one that I have been waiting for is at 172. Championship match at 172 with Griffin Lundeen from DGF and LJ Arahu from Bismarck. That is the one that I'm anticipating, and I think a lot of people are. I know in the past they have, if they felt that there was a real good matchup at championship at a weight class, they skip it and will move it to the very end if they feel that it might be not only an interesting matchup, but maybe one that might decide the team championship. Well, right now, Bismarck High at 201.5 and Thief River at 95. So that's not going to change things as far as the team scores are concerned. So we await Dylan Hunt at 215 as he is on deck for the 7th and 8th place match. And when he hits the mat, we'll be back with that match coming up. This is live coverage of the Valley City Holiday Wrestling Tournament from the Hack, live on YouTube and the Highline Activity Network. Oh, here we go. The 215-pound 7th and 8th place match, as scheduled, is Dylan Hunt. But again, I have not seen anybody present here and come to the scorers table for the 215-pound match. And let's see if they've updated. No, it's Dylan Hunt is scheduled to wrestle against Caleb Johnson from DGF. But neither are out there, so, and I have not seen if that has gone into a forfeit or not. There they are at the scorers table. At least there's Dylan at the scorers table. And he's getting that headgear locked in. And I think they're going to have here's the DGF coach coming over to talk with TJ Hansen. And it is going to be a medical forfeit, I think. It is medical forfeit, so Dylan Hunt will take the 7th and 8th place match. And Dylan Hunt will get the points there and get the 7th and 8th place match over Caleb Johnson, and he will win by medical forfeit. So all of the Highliners are done right now. And right now we have the heavyweights at 3rd place. They're in the 2nd period with a half-minute to go. Again, the next match on the championship, again, should be that dandy coming up here with LJ Rahu taking on Griffin Lundeen from Thief River Falls. And that is the next match. And a good possibility that nothing else will be going on. The other 3 mats will be all quiet when that 172-pounder will be going here. Bismarck has pretty much clinched the tournament as far as team scores are concerned, with everything in up except for the championships now at every weight class. We still have the heavyweight, Fargo North at the heavyweight. But 201.5 for Bismarck High, 158.5 for West Fargo Cheyenne, DGF at 157, and then Aberdeen Central at 155. So still some close numbers there between 2, 3, and 4. Lisbon at 148. Williston is 6th at 136. Grand Forks Central is 7th at 104. Thief River Falls is 8th at 95. Jamestown is 9th at 70. Fargo North with 64. Valley City did move up and tie West Fargo, so they are at 60. They're tied for 11th. Fergus Falls is 13th at 22.5, and Fargo South 14th at 17. So we will stick around as we still have the 4 more championship matches to go. And again, that big one at 172, at least talking with everybody here. TJ Hansen mentioned it yesterday. It's probably going to be the best match of the day, at least if you go by talent and who's on the mat. And LJ Rahu, again, 4-time state champ, ranked number 1 in Mid-North Dakota at 172. He is coming in with a perfect record, 16-0. Griffin Lundeen, the senior out of Thief River Falls. He is ranked number 1 at 172, or 160 actually. He is number 1 in Minnesota at 160, and he comes in 18-0 out of Thief River Falls. And he has won all 3 matches by falls, and LJ from Bismarck has won all 3 by falls. So it should be a dandy coming up here at 172, as there's a minute and a half to go in the 160-pound championship. They're just about ready to wrap up the heavyweight in 3rd place. And then we will have that championship at 172. As you're watching, and of course, it will be the 4 mats will be on your screen, and you'll see inactivity on 3 of them. So we'll just get it focused on that championship match, because that'll be the only one going at 172. We'll be back with our final 4 matches of the day here. It is live coverage of the Valley City Holiday Wrestling Tournament, live here on YouTube on the Highline Activity Network. think what I'll have you do,
Come on, Roy.
Finalists at 189 from Williston.
Well, as expected, that's exactly what they're going to do. That 172-pound match, they are going to save till the very end. So they're going to move up the 189-pounders. So that's exactly what the tournament officials are going to do. You're going to have one of the best wrestlers, if not the best, in North Dakota, wrestling against one of the best wrestlers in Minnesota, both undefeated, both multiple state champs, and they will be wrestling the final match of the day here today in the tournament. So 189-pounders, they're on the mat right now for the championship. That's Ty Weidrich from Williston taking on Billy Ford, or Bill Ford, William Ward from Fargo North. And Ward, he is undefeated at 11-0, and Weidrich comes in 16-3. So that is the 189-pound. That is who is on the mat right now. And as I mentioned, they are going to wait and hold off that 172-pound weight class in championship for the end. Bismarck has already wrapped up the team championship as they cannot be caught. So they have things locked in and have the team championship here this year, as they are about 35, 40 points ahead of second place. Not exactly 40 points, as DGF now has moved back into second place ahead of West Fargo Cheyenne. So DGF at 161, they are 40 points behind Bismarck High. So Bismarck High has wrapped up the team championship. So we will wait. We've got that 172-pound championship. That's going to be coming up here at the end of the day. That'll be the final match that they are going to run here. So we'll step aside. When we come back, we'll let you know how the Highlanders again did today. The 11 wrestlers that Valley City had at today's tournament. We'll tell you about that when we return. This is live coverage of the Valley City Holiday Wrestling Tournament, live on YouTube from the Hack on the Highliner Activity Network.
Award winners at 160 pounds, please report to the awards area. Award winners at 160 pounds. We need the top 2 place winners at 160 pounds to report to the awards area. Top 2 place winners. Results at 160 pounds. In 8th place from Aberdeen Central, Noah Kramer. In 7th place from Griffin Fork Central, Anton Perales. In 6th place from Bismarck High School, Isaac Turner. In 5th place from Aberdeen Central, Elias Biegler. In 4th place from Bismarck High School, Tyrus Jangula. In 3rd place from Williston, Tyson Rice. Your runner-up from Lisbon, Blaze Ranky. And your 2023 Valley City Holiday Tournament champion at 160 pounds, Roy Rude of Dilworth, Brendan Falcon. Your finalists at 215 pounds, from West Fargo, Logan Moore, and from Bismarck High, Aiden Schlockman. Would all place winners at 189 pounds please report to the awards area? All 189-pound place winners. All 189-pound place winners report to the awards area. Results at 189 pounds. In 8th place, Thief River Falls, Riley Passat. In 7th place, Aberdeen Central, Riker Meister. In 6th place, from DGF, Casey Mazawowski. In 5th place, from BHS, Richard Owens. In 4th place, from Valley City, Ethan Miller. 3rd place, from Lethmark Cheyenne, Connor Mansky. Your runner-up from Williston, Ty Weidrich. And your 2023 Valley City Holiday Tournament champion at 189 pounds from Fargo North, Billy Ward. 215-pound place winners, go ahead and report to the awards area. 215-pound place winners to the awards area.
Well, the heavyweights are on the mat right now for the championship in the heavyweight division. And then we will have the 172-pounders, which they again saved for the end because of the matchup that we will have with LJ Arahu from Bismarck High against Griffin Lundeen of Thief River Falls in what should be an outstanding match. 2 defending state champs, 2 #1 ranked wrestlers, and 2 undefeated wrestlers coming into their match here today. So something's going to have to give for one of those two. Right now, Amari Williams from West Fargo, he is on the mat. And Easton Egberg from Bismarck High, the 1 and number 2 seeds from the respective schools at the 285-pound weight class. They are on the mat right now, wrestling for the championship. And then they will have, again, that 172-pounder, which these two gentlemen have been used to playing under the bright lights, if you will, and wrestling for a championship, having all eyes on them. LJ will be coming in 16-0 on the year, and all 3 of his wins by pin here this weekend. Today, Lundeen 18-0. All 3 of his wins have been by fall as well. And again, just my thanks here today and all of our viewers, for those of you that watched here on the Highlight Activity Network. We're glad you stuck with us for a full day of wrestling for this holiday tournament. Did not have this tournament last year because of weather. There was some worry that we might get that freezing rain and then a little bit of snow on top of it, but got our 14 teams here, 190 wrestlers. Great 2 days of wrestling with the girls' portion of the holiday tournament yesterday and the boys going today. Also want to thank Brian Krewald getting things set up and getting things started here today, but mostly Rain Nelson and spotter Taylor Fiedler helping out here and spending all day long here at the gym watching a lot of wrestling. And again, we had that power bump, or we went off for a few minutes, but it didn't take Rain Nelson long to figure things out and get us back up and running. So kudos for her that she got things going after we were unplugged. One of about 3 times that we were briefly unplugged here today. And so a yeoman's job by Rain working the camera, and our technical director here today, and of course Taylor Fiedler helping out as a spotter as well. Nice job to those 2 young ladies here today. So we're going to be wrapping things up as soon as the 172-pound weight class is done. We'll do a quick recap on, there's a Egberg. He's the number 2 seed, and he pins Amari Williams. That is the first loss of the year by Williams, the heavyweight from West Fargo. And he does it in 2 minutes and 52 seconds. So Williams' first loss of the year. And now comes the marquee matchup, if you will.
Your runner-up from West Fargo, Logan Moore. And your 2023
So here's a 172-pound weight class. Again, from the Prowlers, Griffin Lundeen, LJ Arahu from Bismarck.
We've got a good one for you, ladies and gentlemen. Both returning state champions from a year ago without a loss. Both ranked number 1 in their respective states at their weights. LJ is a Super 32 champ and number 4 in the nation at 165. Your finalists at 172. From Thief River Falls, Griffin Lundeen. And from Bismarck High, LJ Arahu.
Well, you heard the hype from the public address announcer, Arujo and Lundeen. A lot of accolades for these 2. And they get things started here in our final match today. And they have done this before at this holiday tournament. If they felt a championship match at a certain weight class was going to be a dandy, I think they did it with Coy a couple of times with whoever he was going to be matched up with. And LJ probably was 1 or 2 of his opponents in his career. They would hold it off and have it as the final match of the day. And that's what we're doing here. Again, this will not have really any bearing on the team totals, as everything is done except for this particular match. And so we will take a look at the final totals when this match is done. 40 seconds to go in period number 1. Again, Bismarck will win the team title. They will take first, regardless of what happens here, as they are 50 points ahead of DGF. So right now, with this match as the lone match left to go, Bismarck High at 211.5 points is first. DGF 161 points is second. West Fargo Cheyenne is third at 158.5. Aberdeen Central is fourth at 155. Lisbon is fifth at 148. Williston is sixth at 136. Grand Forks Central is seventh at 107.5. Thief River Falls eighth at 95. Jamestown is ninth at 70. Fargo North 10th at 69.5. Valley City and West Fargo tied for 11th with 60 points. Fergus Falls was 13th at 22.5. And Fargo South 17 points, finishing 14th today. No scores. We head into the second period.
Results at 285 pounds. In 8th place,
as Lundin now, Rahujo comes up with, wanted to go front cradle, and he does not have, now they're going to give him 2-point takedown. LJ takes a 2-0 lead. 20 seconds gone here in the second period.
In 4th place from Fargo North, Lennox Charlie. 3rd place from
Rahujo riding high on the back right now of Lundin.
Amari Williams, and your 2023 Valley City Holiday Tournament champion at 285 pounds from Bismarck High School, Easton Eggeberg.
As we approach 1 minute left to go here in the first period. Rahujo still holding on to that 2-0 lead. And they've been in the same position for a while. Referee now says something to him. Again, a possible caution. Nothing has been put up yet as far as a warning for either wrestler. 40 seconds to go in the second period. Again, both wrestlers, state champs at their respective weight classes last year. And LJ ranked 4th in the nation. Number 1 at 172 in North Dakota in Class A. Lundin ranked number 1 in Minnesota at 160. So he's actually wrestling a weight class up, is Lundin. 22 seconds to go, second period. And there's a caution. That's going to go against Rahujo. So he is given a caution. Off the restart, 15 seconds to go. And because this is the only match, it is deathly quiet here right now as the fans watch this matchup. And that is going to take care of the second period. So we have in 2 minutes, we head into the third period. LJ leading it 2-0. Final match of the day. And while these two are duking it out, just a recap for the Highlanders at 133 pounds. Colton Greenville went 3-1 and took second. Jaden Stewart, 139, was 1-2 and did not place. Quincy Corbin at 139 was 0-2 and did not place. Cruz Kapperman at 145 went 1-2 and did not place. Hunter Undem at 152 went 1-2 and did not place. Jack Learoot at 160 went 0-2 and did not place. Carter Jewett 0-2 and did not place. Ryer Muskie 3-2 and he finished 6th. Ethan Miller went 2-2, finishing 4th. And Imbulo finished 0-2 and did not place. And Dylan Hunt went 3-2 and finished in 7th place. And Hunt won his 7th place match by medical forfeit. And Ryer Muskie lost his 5th place match due to medical forfeit. Just about a minute gone here in the third period, still 2-0. Rahujo leading. Has the underhook that he wants to see if he can get to, and they're on too far off the mat. Now a stalemate. Brings a whistle, 58 seconds to go. So the final minute of the final match here today. 172 pounds. There's a quick takedown by Araujo, and he's up 4-0. LJ adjusts his headgear. Looking like he wants to hook up the cradle. Doesn't do it that. Now Lundin has a single leg. 29 seconds to go. Ooh, down on his head. And LJ, if he can tighten up on it, would maybe get some near fall points. But he too is in a precarious spot. If Lundin can unhook the legs, he's got 13 seconds to do it. Nope, he's not going to have a chance. And LJ's going to win it. He's up 4-0. He's just going to ride things out for the final 5 seconds and win this one and improve to 17-0 on the year. First loss of the year for Lundin. And so it wasn't as lived up to the hype, but LJ Araujo finishing with the win, 4-0 in the championship. So we'll give him a few minutes to get this one logged into the computer, and then we'll give you our final team totals here on how things went today in this holiday tournament for Valley City Holiday Tournament, and it is all done. Let's give you the numbers. So Bismarck winning it, 215.5 points, finished first. Dilworth and Felton second with 161. West Fargo was third at 158.5. Aberdeen Central was fourth at 155. Lisbon was fifth at 148. Williston sixth at 136. Grand Forks Central seventh at 107.5. Thief River Falls finished 8th at 95. Jamestown was 9th at 70. Fargo North was 10th with 69.5. Valley City and West Fargo tied for 11th at 60. Fergus Falls at 22.5. And Fargo South at 17. Again, final thank yous to Brian Krewald, Ray Nelson, Taylor Fiedler, and all of you that viewed us and followed us all day long today for this tournament. More Highlander activities coming up next week. Just keep in tune, and we will let you know what we've got coming up on the Highlander Activity Network. And until then, until Tuesday night, we've got triple header basketball for Valley City Highlander boys and girls beginning at 4:30. Paul McDonald saying thanks for joining us, and so long from the Highlander Activity Center.